From the last time you were here, that was about 3 years ago, and now a lot would have happened, right? So can you fill us in on what has happened to Waje? For what it's worth, I know you've lost a bit of weight.
Well,
and that's a big one.
Well, I'm just trying to maintain.
Maintain? No, you're slimmer now. Okay, and I'm actually impressed. You're looking younger.
Well, you just, as you get older, you understand the value in taking care of yourself, especially for the longevity of your career and all of that. So I'm getting into that zone of eating healthy, trying to stay healthy and all of that. Yeah.
So is it a function of, okay, I need to look good for my career, or I need to look good for my health?
Initially it started as a function of I need to look good for my career, but then I started I started going to the hospital a lot to check my blood pressure and all of that. So I need to look good for my health. So I started changing my diet and exercising a lot more. So when I go and work out, I'm not working out because I want to lose weight, but I'm working out because I know the value that it gives me, as to my health as well. So yeah.
You know, one of the things I admire about you, you're so down to earth.
Oh, well.
So down to earth.
Thank you.
And I noticed that most of the artists who have that attribute to them, have lasted. In fact, they've reinvented themselves, and the media seem to just love that beat of them, like Two-Face, Sunny Ade, Waje,
the big names. Yes. I'm lucky, I'm blessed.
At least for the female, I can pick you out and say Waje is one person who she's kept her head properly screwed to her shoulder.
Oh wow! It's not me, to be honest. It's God's grace. At the end of the day, grace makes a difference for me, because as you grow older, experience teaches you a few things, and you know not to make certain mistakes. It's not like I've not had my days of, hey, I'm an artist, if you understand, or I've probably had one or two, or probably sulk when people don't pay attention to me the way they pay attention to Beyonce. But my values are changing. I understand that yes, it's pretty on the camera, it's great, but a legacy is more like it's for me. And when I look at, I'm a coach on The Voice Nigeria, and Baba is a co-coach with he coaches as well. And all through the time we were shooting that the series, yeah, it was just awesome to see the love that people gave him, and because it's his persona, he feels like he's your brother. That you understand. So you see him and you forget, oh, this is Two-Face. You're like talking to your brother, because you can relate to his success. You can relate to his to the things he's done that he's probably not proud of. He's just that person you aspirate to, basically. And that is something that inspires me, and that's where I want to head. So I guess there are times when I have my in moments and just tell myself, Waje, what's the end goal? So you better chill and leave, for another time.
What is your most shocking experience in life?
My most shocking experience in life.
Yeah, really jolted you to reality and say, come, could this be life?
I don't know if I have one most shocking. I know that I've had a lot of events that I've witnessed, or that has happened to me, or there are certain things that I can't explain, there's so many things I can't explain, trust me. Early this year, I was in Durban for the AIDS conference, and the statistics with regards to the people that are affected and, the help that is given, I could not relate, because, I know how resilient as Nigerians are. I know how we are. I know how wealthy we are with our resources, and so there are certain things you just see and you're like, but is it that we ignore, or is it that we just don't know how to? So for me, those are the most shocking things. I'm a mom. My kid is 17, and we're at the verge of taking her to school, university. And it's been the most trying time for me, because I can't seem to know which school to pick.
Wow.
And it's crazy, because I will go on Google and say, okay, what's the best school in Nigeria? And I'm Googling, and I'm not very excited about the options that I have. And then I go and try Africa, and I'm seeing the exchange rate. So there's so many events of shocking things, and it's not necessarily about my personal life. But it's just that we can avoid a lot of things that happen. So is it that we don't know how to, or we just ignore? The questions are really way too much for me to answer, but yeah.
For a very long time, you as Waje, you were very, very reluctant to talk about your daughter. But now I'm actually wild that you openly, brazenly talk about her.
Yes.
What has changed? What informed this swap from not talking about her completely and now talking about her proudly?
An understanding that it's something to be happy about. It's something to be proud of. Initially, when I didn't talk about her, it was because I needed to protect her, but also there was a fear of what people will call me, because I'm a single mother, and I had her when I was a teenager. So, but it's something to, you fall, you dust yourself up, and you move on. So she's actually the most how go talk on? Not the better thing.
Oh my God!
The correct decision I don't make for my life. That's it. So you understand. So at the end of the day, and because I found myself in a position where I speak for a lot of women. So it's very important to me that I start showing Nigerian women the things that they have done right, whether it was in the midst of a mistake but just how you found your path. Be happy about it, stay strong there, and make sure that you don't make those same mistakes, but you are proud of who you are and what you've been able to achieve. So I'm very, very proud that I'm a mom, and I have the voice to speak as a mom, and I can train my child, so that she brings value to the Nigeria that she's from. So yeah.
What's the worst mistake you've made, or the worst decision you've made as a mother?
Thinking I know it all and not asking my kids' opinion, because as parents we are guardians, but at the same time our children have their minds, a mind of their own. Now I feel like the most efficient parent, or the most effective parenting method, or whatever anyone can coin in this situation, is to know your kids. I tell people I'm not a friend to my daughter. I understand friendship with my daughter, but I'm not her friend. I'm her mom. So there's a difference. So I think initially I just thought I knew it all and never really sat down to know. So sometimes when we're having arguments, and she said, "Mommy, you don't understand what I'm saying. You don't know me." And it is not a good thing for your kid to say you don't know them, because eventually they'll stop coming to you to ask your opinion. They'll start going to other people they feel understand them, and then you start losing a grip or a hold, and you don't know anything that's going on in their life. So you can't even help them make the decisions that they are supposed to make with your help. So I feel like that's one of the things I had to, sit down and tell myself, "Come, Waje, listen, if to say you know him, if you don't write book, as you don't know him, sit down, have a conversation with your daughter, understand her personality, then you now find a way to make sure that you're guiding her, but you're not losing sight of,
your role as a mother.
Your role, and then what connects you together, when it comes to parenting and all that." So yeah.
Interesting. And the best decision, if we've talked about the worst, the best should also come as well.
The best decision I've made is to keep my daughter.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you have any other option? Was there an option?
Well, of course, I would have considered other options, but yeah, that's one of the best decisions I've made. That my best decision would have been to tell my mom my situation at the time, and to be bold and say, "I'm keeping it."
I like you. I like you already. More than before. At least for what it's worth, you're also passing on message to people out there who are probably in that situation and have no clue as to how to move forward, right? Now, let's come to you, Waje. You have been there as one voice, one female singer who keeps reinventing herself, and raising the bar. What is it you do that keeps you there?
I don't think it's a function of what I do. I think it's a function of the people I surround myself with.
Okay.
At some point, yes, Waje she's over a 3 octave. I've gone back to vocal rehearsal, so very soon I'll probably be a 4 octave singer soon. But she's over 3 octaves. She's this, she's that. So then what? You know. So I surround myself with people that are passionate about me enough to tell me, if you do this, this is what you're going to get. An event to people is me reinventing myself, but it's just basically people helping me say, okay, this is what you're passionate about, Waje. So if this is your passion, this is what you should do to make sure that you achieve your dream, but at the same time you're adding more value to the people that you meet around. So that's why sometimes people sit down and ask me, okay, Waje, when is the next album? When is the next song? I've been doing more philanthropic work. I've been dealing more with CSR, side of me, like one.org, one campaign that I'm a part of, and Waje Safe House, which is my own NGO. Well, it's not an NGO, it's a platform as well. So I feel like the reason why I started that wasn't because, I slept one morning and dreamt. It was because I was surrounded by the right people who tell me, Waje, this is what you should do because this is who you are. And all of that.
So you have found the philanthropist in Waje?
I have.
A social advocate.
I studied social work.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was studying social work in UNN, and it's always been part of me, really. But the thing is, I'm connecting with that side of Waje a lot more because I'm seeing the result, not the result to fame and all of that, but the awareness I'm bringing about very important things that we can neglect, like health, for example. Now, one campaign we started a campaign called Make Nigeria Stronger.
Okay.
And initially, when we started having conversations about it, I could disconnect myself from it because I was just like, I'm an artist. Oh yeah, you want me to be your face? I be your face. But then I started meeting people that had experiences, and I had a personal experience because my grandma died last year. May her soul rest in peace. But she died of stroke. At the time the stroke happened, we were trying to get an ambulance to take her to the hospital. Okay. And the lady who I called, because I don't live with my grandma, so she called the house where she stays, my uncle's house. They called me around 1 a.m. And I called I went online. Google is your friend, trying to get a number for an ambulance, and then the one I got, they were arguing money with me, and I thought that what would be
the emergency,
is the emergency, and then later, because if I have the number to call you, it's either I have health insurance. Even if I don't have, there should be a system put in place to make sure that for emergencies like that, there's an immediate response. But I didn't get that. By the time she got to the hospital, so things like that make me sit down and say, okay, now music is great, but what is going to make me be better? If somebody can say, do you know that I couldn't do this until Waje addressed this issue, and then an opportunity was created, and now that problem is solved. That for me is where I am right now.
Wow, I am so wowed. Yes, I'm wowed. But my question now is, will it in any way interfere with your music career? How do you find the balance such that none suffer for the other? Or are you giving up music for social advocacy now?
No, because music is a stage. It's my career, and my stage. Now, what I do, with different organizations that I work with, like one, is my passion. You understand? It's something that it's part of my music. Okay. You can't separate the two of them. So this is not going to suffer either ways. So for me, one, and the message and what we do is me, whether I am an artist or not.
I like that. So you write your songs?
Well, most of it.
Wow. So have you been pressured at any time, because you're a brand? Your kind of music is unique. It's you. It's Waje. When you listen to Waje, this is Waje singing. And then you have others. Have you ever been pressured to join the bandwagon? Have you ever buckled to that kind of pressure?
Well, for popular music, yes, I have. Sometimes I even do the pressuring myself because, you know, we've been told, and over time, I just probably imbibed that there's a certain, to get to the top, there's a certain kind of music you have to do.
Wow.
But I didn't really understand that, you know, there are different markets and different demographics, and you just have to know what the people you appeal to and create music for them. But now I understand that. So
is it encouraging financially? Really?
Well, it is, to be honest. It is, even though it can be done a lot more, because the thing is, to push your music, a lot has to leave you. You understand? Virtue has to leave you. And when I say virtue, I mean money.
Yes.
So a lot has to be put in place, and the chain to get music done is quite huge, from production, from the producers to the composers to the songwriter. Like this album, I'm not doing a lot of songwriting. I want to really enjoy myself and sing through people's eyes, or basically sing the words for them, but they probably wrote the words, you know. So I'm exploring. I don't want it to just be about Waje. I want it to be, because I've looked over time, the best in the world. At some point, you know, they collaborated. There's something in growing. There's always a bigger market. There's always a huge market and huge opportunities for different people. So it may not be as rewarding as we want it to be, but it's way better than it was 5 years ago. So the opportunities are being the new opportunities that are being created are eventually going to be interesting enough for us to make more money.
Wow, that's good to hear. Now, would you say the media has been fair to you?
Yes, I would say they have.
Really?
Yes.
And even the times they make you cry?
Well, some people will say every publicity even though I don't believe that. But I think the media has been fair to me, and I'll tell you why. I have a lot of, I wouldn't say I have a lot of media friends, but I have people that we both have mutual, yes, good respect. And so sometimes they may hear something that they don't necessarily, they just feel that's not the Waje we know, and you will not, you know. So I think they have some sort of love and respect for me, and that is really appreciated. So I think the media has been fair to me, to be honest, because even times I've made few mistakes with my sound, the media has still not crucified me for that. But by the time I go dust myself and say, oh no, I shouldn't have brought out that song, it was not working with the Waje brand, you know, once I put out something that works, they celebrate it as well. So I think they have been fair to me.
So why do you think they're this fair to you? I mean, in comparison to your contemporaries and your colleagues in the field.
I wouldn't say in you know why they're fair to me, you know, in comparison to others, because I really don't know what's going on in other people's.
You don't read. You don't keep yourself abreast with news.
I don't really. You know why? Like let me give you an example. For music, as an example, I don't really watch music channels because I feel like, especially when I'm working, especially when I'm in the process of an album.
Okay.
I don't want anything to influence my own interpretation of whatever I'm trying to do.
Push out.
So I don't listen to. I
shut down.
I shut down totally. Half the time, what you even hear is maybe spoken word or you know, or something like that. But I wouldn't. Or maybe when I'm in the party, or I like live bands, so I can go out on Thursday. I'm going to sit down and listen to a band play and just be inspired by, because you never know where you get the next hit from.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So yeah, but I wouldn't. I really can't say, oh, in comparison to this artist, this is why. This, you know, I just feel it's about me and them and the mutual respect and the love they have for me, you know, and so I address it as that.
As it comes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the most shocking thing you've heard about yourself? Like, say, is this me or is this somebody else you're talking about?
Always my weight, you know. I was fat shamed in 2013 and it wasn't great, but that wasn't even the media. It was Twitter where you have fans, and so kind of big deal.
What did it do to you?
It shook me. I cried.
I cried. I was like, no, don't do this to me. Why? Can't a woman just be big and sing and you don't listen to the voice?
After all, Adele is there.
But at the same time, I understand that people have opinions, and if you as a person, you highlight the great, people will see the great and connect to the great. So if they're everything is just like what people say, Christians say, whose report will you believe? There are different reports, different opinions. There are people you go and meet and say, what do you think about Waje as a singer? The person say, that one that doesn't have voice. There are people that have opinions. But the thing is, why do you choose to listen to the opinion of the person who makes you feel bad about yourself? So the choice is really yours. You have the power. And I understand that I have that power. So I highlight the good and bury the bad.
On a final note, because we're running out of time, this question I want to ask you, because I need to at least have another perspective to Waje. What is that thing you've done that has shocked you? Even you yourself, you're shocked that come. Waje, did you really do this?
Good or bad?
Both ways. You can tell us the good and the bad.
I don't know. One thing that that has shocked me, that I said, Waje, did you really do this? I don't know, my darling, my sense of humor is very, it's not my sense of humor, my sense of reasoning is strange. Let me give you an example then. I don't know, maybe I think it will be food. That's the only thing that I would say, oh my God, Waje, you finished that food. Because I don't know, I have not stolen from some, I have not carried gun, I've not, you understand? Hey, so I will not sit down and say, Waje, you mean you went to, no, I've not killed somebody in my life before, because that would probably be something that I would say, my God, So, it will be food, probably mostly food. Before I go though,
yes,
it's very important that I say this.
Okay.
And what I want to say is, thank you for having me on the show, and for you guys that are listening. We are in a space now where a lot of Nigerians are a lot angry, some trying to figure out what way to go. But I want to encourage you and tell you that right now is the time for all of us to really sit down and know that we have a great nation, and what we are the ones that govern this nation, and what we do with the power that we've been given is key. And I'm very passionate about health. And the Make Nigeria Stronger campaign, we need people to go and sign this petition on www.one.org/Africa and sign that petition so that the consolidated revenue funds for 2017 will be put in our budget. We are just asking for 1%, so you can have better health care. We just need a proper functional primary healthcare system. And that's why I need you to go. You can't say it doesn't concern me, but you need to be looked after when the time comes. Not everybody has the money. I don't have the money to travel to France if I have an issue, or America to travel to get health care. I'm here. I'm a Nigerian, and I'm sure you're hearing the news to know the people that are winning everything now. So it is about time we put our money where our mouth is. Go online, www.one.org/Africa and /Make Nigeria Stronger. And sign that petition, and let's make Nigeria stronger together. Okay, I have a dream. Okay. That one day, yes, Waje will become either the House of Rep member for Edo State, a senator for Edo State. Well, for Edo State, I don't know if I will ever be into politics. I know that I want to get to a point where I can inspire people in politics and be, and sort of drive the narrative to the most important things that we want to happen. But I don't think I want to go into politics. Okay. Fingers crossed. All right? Don't cross your fingers. So on that note, I want to say thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.